All right, we're potting up a blueberry bush today, and blueberries need very specific soil requirements. So here in Southern California, I recommend keeping them in a pot, as big a pot as you can put them into. The smallest I would suggest would be a number 15, which is, this size here. Even better, though, would be something about this. This is about twice that. This is about like a number 30 pot or so. Not quite 30 gallons, but along those lines. So in our mixing area here, we've got about 4 number 5s worth of peat moss, and then we're going to supplement that with 1 number 1 of the rest of our amendment for our potting media. So this we've broken up. It's nice and small. It's reasonably moist. Actually, it's a little bit on the moist side. So we're going to go ahead and mix up the rest of our amendment. So I'm going to put in a little bit of compost here. So I'm putting the compost in the bottom just because if some falls out, I'm not heartbroken over it. So that's there. I'm going to go ahead and pour in some worm castings somewhat liberally, bring that up to about the halfway point on this number 5 pot. So the worm castings are there now, about halfway or so. And then I'm going to top it off with some perlite. This is pretty fine perlite. It's just the end of the bag, so this is where it's usually a little bit finer. So you hold your breath. And that's that. Let's add a little bit more perlite into the mix. About like so. And here's the rest of our amendment. So again, it was about 80%, 4 perlites to 1 of this amendment is what I'm suggesting. The other piece that I'm going to throw in here is just a little bit of an organic acidic fertilizer. So I'm going to put in about 1.5 cups. About that, a little bit more maybe, why not? So that's maybe close to 2 cups for this whole operation. I just use my hand. You can get out a yogurt container. That's a good one to reuse. So go ahead and pour in our amendment. And now we get to mix it. Shovel works just fine too. The manure fork just sort of goes in a little bit easier and accomplishes the same sort of thing. We need about this much material for these pots here. An easy way to check it would be just to pour in whatever your mixing device is into the pot that you're filling and see how many pots it takes, and then subtract out whatever you think the root ball mass is going to be, or the volume anyway.